Yeah, he knew CJ. You know, CJ was really good with the downstrokes. You know, I told him CJ had done all downstrokes, and he said, "Yeah, CJ's great at that." And and he said he knew that those other people didn't do downstrokes, and it's, you know, it's just what it is. Um, he was happy that the show went well. You know, um, it seemed pretty obvious to me that he stayed alive in order to be alive when the show was going on. He was really sad that he wasn't able to go to the show, and he and 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 I think even though he knew a couple of weeks beforehand that there was no way he was going to be able to go to the show, he still, even though he had lost all will to live, he still, I mean, he lost all his strength and the ability to go on living, but he still forced himself to stay alive till that show was over, because he died 3 days after the you know, it's only actually 2 full days after the show was done. You know, it was basically just enough time to hear how it had gone from a couple of people, you know, and so I think it meant something to him, just just because it was the 30th anniversary of their first show, and you know, I don't think I went into too much detail about the show or something. I said the things that I thought were good, and I think he was just happy that it went down, you know. Vincent Gallo, I made friends with Vincent Gallo when we were still writing the album Californication, and we were eating at Erewhon one day, me and Vincent and my friend Tony, and Vincent, we were just talking about what music that I was into at that time, and the Ramones were one of the main things that I was into at that time. Every day I would practice by playing along with one Ramones album a day. I would at least play along with one Ramones album every day, pretty much that whole time that we were writing Californication. It was a good way of getting my right hand, my right wrist strong again, because I hadn't played guitar very much for a few years. So I was that was like my, you know, that was like my guitar exercises, was just playing along with the Ramones every day. And so I was telling him how much I loved the Ramones, and I could hardly believe it when he told me that Johnny Ramone was like his best friend, you know. So that was really shocking to me, and because I told you when I was a little kid they seemed like cartoon characters, and I grew up with that image of them. I didn't really picture them very much as being like people that you'd hang out with. I played pool once with Joey Ramone and CJ, and Joey, it didn't break my cartoon-like image of him at all, because he didn't seem real. He just didn't seem real. And so Vincent told me that he'd take me over to visit Johnny Ramone, only we had this little problem to little obstacle to hurdle over, because the Red Hot Chili Peppers had run on stage naked during a Ramones performance at a festival that both bands were playing on. This is before I was in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but nevertheless, we knew that Johnny was that it was something that I was still gonna have to answer for, you know. And it was definitely a grudge that Johnny was still hanging on to at that point. So Vincent brought me over there one day. Told them they better be nice to his new friend, or he was never going to come over there again, or something. And so he brought me over there, and they were real nice to me, and we hit it off well, and we talked about the Yardbirds a lot. I was really into the Yardbirds at that time, and there's this show at the Anderson Theater in New York that it's one of my favorite live records ever, and and Johnny was at the show, so so I told him I'd make him a tape of that Anderson Theater show, and we just started being friends, started talking on the phone a lot,